Hello, everyone, and welcome to Stallions Run. Of course, we're now entering week 3 of the USFL season. Of course, that means entering week 3 also for your Birmingham Stallions. And the Stallions right now, they're 2-0, and that's a great place for them to be. It looks like we're starting to see some repeats of last year, even when it comes to injuries and how backups are performing. Because let's go and talk a little bit about that Memphis Showboats game that Birmingham had. It was a game, all right, because it was a 42-2 victory for the Stallions. Memphis never got anything going. The Stallions defense shutting them down always. In fact, the Memphis offense had zero points. The only points were the 2 points from a safety. That's the Memphis defense. Because again, the Stallions defense shut down Memphis, and it was a sight to see. I was lucky enough to be at that game, and my oh my, I don't think we're ever going to see anything like it again. Just to kind of let's just go and talk about that game a little bit. Again, last Stallions run, I recorded it before we started to see all these injuries. We knew Jamar had some type of injury. Everyone thought he was going to be back starting. That turned out to be not true. He's now out for the season with a dislocated finger. It looks like possibly something happened on his left hand, which I believe is also his throwing hand. We did see him at the game. I happened to be there along with the other people. He had a huge cast. I mean, I'm talking from right here on the arm all the way to the tip of his pointer finger on his left hand. So absolutely, I wish him well. He was on though on the sidelines. He had a headset on, so it looks like he's sticking around, going to be helping around the coaching side, give his input best he can over there. Otherwise, though, Alex Magoo absolutely showed up. I dare say we could possibly be seeing a comeback player of the year worthy performance from him because last year he didn't exactly have the greatest looks. Again, any Stallion fan will tell you that. Even I would. But going back now and looking at what he is doing so far this season, if he can keep that up, Alex Magoo absolutely might have an MVP worthy season. I mean, heck, the USFL, they gave him Offensive Player of the Week. He's just been showing out. He showed out against New Jersey. He showed out against Memphis, and now he has a challenge possibly in showing out against New Orleans. Other players, though, that shined. Again, Bo Scarborough, also out, possibly for the season. We're not completely sure about that one yet, so don't take a word for that. But again, Zaquandre White was benched last week, not even was completely inactive. Comes in, has a touchdown, just absolutely able to come in. Excuse me, 2 touchdowns, I should say, and including one where he broke away from multiple tackles from the Memphis defense. It's just absolutely insane the depth the Stallions have. I think that's kind of the word of the week, depth, because the Stallions, when it looks like they were down for the count, they went out. They signed a big name QB, even though again people thought, oh, maybe Alex Magoo's going to stick around for a bit. With Kyle Slaughter, of course, but the Stallions are showing what a lot of teams need: depth. And that is something that is really going to help them in their season. And it helped them against Memphis because guess what? A lot of people, including me, thought I said last week on this very show, I think this could be a close game against Memphis. We were all wrong. We were all wrong, and it's kind of unbelievable that we're having to say that. So let's go and talk about some other games while we're at it with future games. So how does the data look though? According to the wonderful USFL victory model, which just came out a couple days ago, shout out to the CFB victory model guys for absolutely throwing this out there. It's absolutely amazing. Just to show you guys how accurate this thing is, it predicted that there would be a 43-6 victory for the Birmingham Stallions. 43-6. It wasn't very off. And if you're for Birmingham fans are thinking, okay, what does it say against New Orleans? We are very lucky. It says 36-8. So don't worry about that. It looks like we're probably, if we're going to go off the USL victory model, which again, in the past, a very accurate model when it comes to kind of predicting a score game wise, then I think it's, even though the New Orleans Breakers are 2-0, even against a very tough game against the Houston Gamblers that they won by a hair, it looks like the Stallions don't have to worry about a thing. So that is something that's going to be interesting, though. But when it comes to kind of the New Orleans Breakers, let's get into them. The data is there, yes, but still, the Stallions need to be on their A game, even though the numbers are on their side. New Orleans is a tough team. They won against Pittsburgh. They won against Houston. Even though those were not super pretty games, guess what they did? New Orleans won. So that's something that the Stallions need to be careful of. Just because they win close games and just because they're not pretty doesn't mean they are a bad team. New Orleans is a very good team. They have been since last season. There's a reason Stallions fans and Breakers fans don't exactly like the other team, because deep down I think everyone knows there's a good team there. It's a very tough victory. I mean, remember 10-9 last year. Remember, it was a controversial field goal that by Aubrey got in by there we go, by this much. He got that football between the goalposts. So while we're entering Breakers Hate Week, we got to remember this is a tough team. Again, Wes Hills, I am scared. Possibly, I think there's a slight chance he could be carving up our rushing defense. I'm kind of concerned about that one a little bit. MBT, um, please, Stallions cornerbacks, please be on your A game. Safeties, just absolutely cover them. Don't allow anything to happen. Say Durant, just cover the man. The man is like if Jay Steinberger is the Travis Kelce of the USFL, then Sage Surratt, he is absolutely like the TJ Hawkinson of the USFL. The man should be covered. He is not to be underestimated. So please cover that man. But still, intense, I think, possibly game. I mean, it feels weird. History is literally repeating itself from last season. We are coming in with two undefeated teams in the New Orleans and Birmingham, and it's an at-home game for Birmingham. I mean, who'd have thunk it? It's one of those things where you're like, okay, this is happening all over again. I'm going to stick with the USFL victory model, though. It's saying the Stallions are winning 36 to 18, and that's with a 95.50% percentage. I'm mixing up my words today. It is a 95.50% chance of victory. So I'm taking the math on this one. All right, though. Thank you for tuning in. Be sure to like, subscribe to the USFL Network. Stay excited because Stallions fans, we get a possibly big victory on Saturday. Be sure to go out there, support your Stallions. See you around, everybody.